Happy holidays to those of you who celebrate, but that does mean as photographers, we're going to be asked by all our relatives and all our friends to be the family portrait person. So in this video, I want to go over some of the indoor flash photography tips that I think you're going to benefit from this holiday season. Let's get into it. Hey everyone, welcome back. My name is Sergio and I'm a commercial photographer here in Victoria, BC. And one thing I've known over my 12 years with the camera in my hands is that you're going to be the person who gets asked by all of your friends and relatives when you have an event or when you have a party coming up. We're going to go over three main components that I think you need to focus on when you're shooting indoor photography, especially events and stuff like that. And the very first one is going to be just your lens choice. Being unsure about situation, location, where we're going to be, the lighting, things like that. You want to bring enough stuff so that your base is covered, but you also don't necessarily want to have a huge camera with a bunch of weight and 3 bags with you and all that stuff. You're going to an event with your relatives. All you want is a camera and maybe a flash that's on top of it. That's about it. You want to be lightweight and portable, and with a lens, I think one of the things that you rather have is a generalist zoom lens rather than multiple primes so that you can get that shallow depth of field or whatever. Just get yourself a nice general wide zoom lens that will cover most of your bases and try not to think about it too much. It's easier to shoot at a higher ISO with a zoom lens. Let's say it's an f4 lens. It's easier to shoot a clean shot that's properly exposed at 5000 ISO. It's going to look better than if it's underexposed at 800 ISO and you're trying to boost up in post. So just get yourself a nice generalist zoom lens. Today's modern digital cameras are all really good at seeing in the dark, even though what you're seeing online with your DxO score of why your camera is less good than this Sony, than this one, than this one, than that one, it doesn't matter. It's going to be good enough. What you're trying to do here is you're capturing moments, you're capturing the event, you're just trying to remember the time spent together with your family and your loved ones. Don't worry too much about the f1.2-esque of your shots. Next up, we're going to be talking about lighting. So lighting is my favorite thing to talk about, of course, but if we think about indoor shots, you're mixing now a lot of different types of light sources. I'm assuming that this is probably going to be in the evening, so you shouldn't have too much daylight or sunlight coming in because it's, dark at 4 o'clock anyway. So if you're shooting event stuff, especially over the holidays, it's probably going to be dark outside. So it's going to be dark inside and only about as bright as whatever overhead lights you have, and they're probably not going to be as flattering as a flash or any other light, really. So one of the ways that you can make sure that you have a consistent looking shot and you get a nice clean image all the time is just bouncing a flash either on the ceiling, behind you, or just somewhere in the shot so that you can add a bit of life to your scene. When you're shooting with a flash and you're shooting indoors, I would recommend bringing a set of gels as well, because you're going to want to match that color or contrast that color depending on what the look you're trying to go for. But your camera is going to be shooting at 5600K and your flash is going to be shooting at 5600K, but that might not look good with the 3200 incandescent bulbs that are at your person's house. But if you put an orange gel on your flash and you set your camera white balance to 3200, then everything's going to look nice and clean. We can do it that way. You can do it a few different ways, but a set of gels with you is going to help just kind of cover a few of those bases and a few of those random lighting situations that don't look that great. When you're mixing flashlight with interior lights, it often clashes. It doesn't look too good together. So having a set of gels just kind of neutralizes all of that together. So we can see a few examples of what I'm talking about between mixing different color temperatures and different lights. In this shoot that I did here, we were shooting, it was daylight, so there was still a little bit of sun coming in, but I was shooting at a very underexposed scene as I normally do, and I was painting it in with my flashes. But the thing is, with my flashes, I had an orange gel on them to try to match the colors of the flames and of the fire and everything else that's going on in the scene, so we can get a completely, like a consistent looking shot. If we were mixing in regular daylight, it would look a lot bluer, a lot colder, which would kind of clash with this kind of scene, this what it is that we're actually seeing here on these shots. I'll pop over a few of the examples up on the screen for you guys to actually figure out what I'm talking about. If the main light in this shot over here didn't have an orange gel on it, we would have like 99% of this shot would be blue. It would be like a very cold washed image, and we would just get like these weird orange pops where the flames are that show like a weird contrast of the two colors. Whereas now it just kind of looks like that flame or what the light that's happening naturally is just lighting up the scene, even though we're faking all of that with our flashes. The reason I say to bounce the flash or to have it hitting something behind you or the ceiling and just adding a general wash on the scene and not worry too much about the type of lighting that you're getting on your subjects. Don't worry about modifiers. Don't worry about putting an on-camera flash or that very Terry look, because models and people who are used to getting their picture taken, that's fine. You can do that to them all day. Or someone on the street that's not used to it and they just get it once, whatever, it's fine. But if you're in an event with your family and your parents and your aunts and your uncles and everybody else, you're going to be annoying if you're just on camera flashing everybody, even though it's the trendy look. That's how it's going to look good. It's going to look like the pictures from the 90s. Like, you're annoying. You're going to be in people's way, and you're going to be all night just flashing. And even if the person gets one photo from you, they're going to be seeing all the other flashes when you're in the room shooting around. So it's just a little bit annoying. It's a little bit stroboscopic. Try not to do that so much. Try to just bounce on the ceiling. Try to create a more enjoyable situation for the guests at whatever event that you're at. This leads us perfectly into the third section, which the most important thing to do in any kind of event photography, to be the best event photographer that you can be, even if it's just for your friends and family and relatives and all that, is to focus on the people and not on the tech. Focus on the story, focus on the interaction, focus on making people happy and comfortable that you're there. People don't like getting their picture taken, especially people that aren't used to getting their picture taken. So if you're shooting at an event, if you're shooting your friends and families and all that stuff, they're not going to be not uncomfortable with you. They know you. They're fine with you taking their picture, but they're not going to be like the world's best models. So in order to get that fun emotion, that great candid look, instead of just hi, this is me and my aunt. Hi, this is me, my cousin. Instead of just getting those kinds of shots and trying to get something a little bit more lively and real and candid, you have to have the camera and the settings and all the tech stuff just in the back of your mind. You have to have it set, ready to go, and you just want to be there and capturing the moment when you see it. Maybe fabricating the moment and trying to get a piece of emotion out of the people and making sure that you get a bit of random, a bit of fun in your images. But that's what you want to focus on: the story, the people, the interaction, everything that's actually going on, not necessarily just if I shoot the lighting this way, then it's only going to create. Don't worry about that stuff. Just focus on the event, have fun. It's the holidays. I'll see you guys in a couple days. Thanks for watching this short little one. I hope you'd enjoyed it. Maybe subscribe if you haven't. I'll see you Thursday. I think this one's for Monday, right? Yeah. All right. See you later, guys.